Yeah, Replication Research, or short R2, is the youngest journal among those that you see today. And I'm the editor-in-chief and one of the founders. So first, what should you know about R2? As for article types, almost anything goes. So empirical studies need to be repetitions of a previous target study, or they can also be meta-analysis, but then they have to use replications or reproductions. And those repetitions, generally speaking, they can also be robustness reproductions, recreations, multiverse analysis, direct replications, conceptual replications, anything that is repeatedly testing a previously made claim. And then we also accept conceptual articles, which can be comments, tutorials, or perspectives that somehow contribute to the multidisciplinary exchange about repetitive or repetition research. We do not require open data or pre-registration, though if you do not share data, for example, you need to explain why you cannot share the data, and for example, ethical or legal reasons. We also accept articles from all disciplines except economics. For this, we are coordinating with JCRE, who are already providing a great journal that only accepts, mostly accepts submissions from economics. And as for quality assurance, we have 4 pillars that cover basic guidelines, such as references consistency, but also statistical reporting. We do reproducibility checks, research quality, we check for social responsibility, and all of these guidelines are public and created collaboratively by the R2 community. For example, reviewers must not make recommendations of accept versus reject based on the study outcomes, but only based on the actual quality of the results. And finally, we are not only documenting every step of quality assurance that we do, but we also credit those responsible in our Zenodo community. Reproducibility checkers, reviewers, editorial assistants, and handling editors, they are all credited in the review reports or the reproducibility certificates. Their work is important, so their contributions should be visible. We launched R2 5 months ago, and now currently we are focusing on advertising the journal. So how did we get here? What's the story? A long time ago, no, sorry, that's the wrong story. So the idea for this journal consisted of 2 parts. Personally, I had always been interested in replications since the very first study I ever conducted. And then during my PhD, I was almost driven out of academia because a handling editor from a journal would not let me appeal their decision to reject my manuscript because it was only a replication. And after having felt how much resistance there is to something that should be natural in research, my mission has become to support replication research. And this is only my story, but there are many of us who have made similar experiences. Together, we created the Ford Replication Hub, which is a community of over 250 people doing all sorts of projects to support replications. R2 is one of them. We are also tracking over 1,000 replications and reproductions in a database, currently 1,171. We have a tool that lets you paste a reference list into it, and it will return a list of which of these were replicated and what the outcomes were. We are creating a handbook by replication and reproduction experts. We have manuscript templates for reproductions and replications. We host workshops, replication games, hackathons, symposia, and things like the Live Replications Week. So, and there is much more. And in the spirit of open scholarship, all of this is freely available and anybody can join. And thanks to the database, for example, we know how many replications get published as preprints, how many get accepted by journals. We know that new preprints are published every week at an increasingly fast rate. We know which journals publish replications. We know which journals publish the studies that get replicated. We know the communities that are into replications. And most importantly, we know how difficult it can be to publish a good replication study. So in the fall of 2023, we decided, let's make it so that others whose career depends on publishing journal articles can do so. Let's create our own journal for applications that is free and that has a strong focus on quality. We reached out to ask people if they would like to join our team. And for example, for the associate editors, here with a gold frame, we just emailed them saying, you won't get money. It's probably not very prestigious to be part of a brand new journal. We don't have an impact vector. We are not in directories or databases yet. They would have to do lots of communication in their field, and yet almost nobody who we asked declined. People were even sending us emails saying, I like what you do. Can I please be part of this? Can I be an associate editor for my field? So in the end, we even had to say no to some. And instead, we are now asking, do a reproduction, do a replication, do a reanalysis of your favorite study. And if you want us to continue supporting replications with this journal, submit your report to R2. That's a quick look at our partners and funders, and I'm happy to answer questions.